Hello, guys. We are back for match 2, and you probably already know, but in case you don't, we're playing Flippin Amulet. We got all these flip creature slash land cards, or I guess Ball Again Recovery is a sorcery. But we're trying to play some modal spells here, have as many land drops as we want to be able to have with our Dryad and Azusa, while also having the utility of having a few extra cards in our deck, without actually having a few extra cards in our deck, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we got blazingly, blisteringly destroyed in round 1 against another deck playing quite a number of new Zendikar cards. We got paired against Landfall Aggro, and that was quite an experience. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and look at match 1. But that's behind us. We're jumping into match 2 here. I will see you guys in the games. We have a match. See what we can get paired against. Maybe we can get paired against something grindy and ruin their day with Balaged Recovery. Just getting back our Titan that they thought that we wouldn't be able to cast after they thought seized it. Boom. Titan back to hand. What you going to do about it? Playing against Slitherblade on the play. Fantastic news. Double Amulet hand. That's pretty fantastic news if you ask me. Although, we'll have a turn 3 Titan, but who's complaining? I am not. We have a turn 2 3-drop if we draw it. So, if we draw Azusa here, we'll have a turn 2 Titan. Interesting. We also have the natural Bajuka Bog, so if we happen to get paired against Dredge, then we'll ruin their day. Sometimes just get them, you know? Alright, let's go Radiant Fountain. What you got for us, OP? Balaged Sanctuary. We're playing against the Pseudo Mirror, question mark? I don't know. This is some kind of opponent who knows what's up. Let's see, so we can place second Amulet, Growth Chamber, into Tangled. So we'll have mana to cast our Titan this upcoming turn anyways, or we can play this out as a green source, which I happen to like. Let's just play our slightly worse forest here. Show our opponent that we know what's up too. We got Titan next turn. Life is looking up. Spirit Guide, eh? Oh, so this is going to be the Charbelcher deck, huh? We may not be quite fast enough for Belcher if they're able to set their library here with a Reforge the Soul on top or something along those lines, so they can just Belcher us this upcoming turn. It's definitely possible. Recross the paths. Alright, well, they get to stack their deck. Let's take a look at it real quick so we can discuss it. So here is the card. Goblin Charbelcher, 4-mana artifact. Tap 3 to activate it. Reveal cards from the top of your deck till you hit a land, which, of course, they don't play any actual lands. Although, I guess they're stacking their deck right now. Okay, so that's what it is. I was like, why? How do they still have cards in deck? But they're stacking their deck as it is. And we see that we will take damage equal to the number of cards revealed from activating Charbelcher, and we'll take twice that much damage instead if a mountain was revealed, right? Yeah. But, of course, they just reveal their whole deck and do lethal damage to us because they're not playing any real lands. That's why our opponent knows what's up. They're playing all these flip ones. So this is another gift, you might say, from let's see, Gruul Turf. Do we want that one? I don't think we do, actually. We'd rather draw a Azusa or a Dryad here to make our turn a little more complicated. Okay, fetch land is not really doing a whole lot. So our opponent has stacked their deck. Don't know if that means they're going to be able to cast Belcher this upcoming turn or not. I think it probably does. We can Ghost Quarter them off of red to stop them from being able to cast anything, since we know that they don't have a mountain. It's definitely interesting to me. So I think that's the line I'm going to try to set up here. Starts by playing Growth Chamber for sure. We actually happen to have a hand that may turn out to be fast enough here, depending on how our opponent set up what they have in play. We will find out. Let's pick up our Radiant Fountain for value. So, sadly, we can't transmute for anything here since we won't be able to haste our Titan. So let's just get the Haste Land, the Battlements, and I suppose Valakut. We could Vesuva to copy their red source so that we can pick up the Vesuva, but we won't be able to replay it as a Ghost Quarter, sadly. Unfortunate, but true. So let's just go for the line that sets up potential lethal. Let's get the Valakut here. Lethal for next turn, that is. Hopefully. We can activate here. We'll untap some more. We'll swing. If we were on the Slayer Stronghold and Sunhome list, our opponent would just be dead here. So definitely seeing the downside of battlements in this particular game. So I guess now we're getting Talaria West and the Ghost Quarter so that we can set up a Dryad this upcoming turn. We don't have a bounce land in hand to do that, but there's not much we can do about it. So let's do what we can. Untap these two. Fire off this Ghost Quarter, I suppose. I don't necessarily think this is actually going to be effective, sadly. Oh, we win. Clearly, I was wrong. Clearly, this is super effective, and our opponent is dead. Why do I even worry about it? So, let's have maybe Beasts Withins to kill their lands, since that seemed pretty effective. I don't think their sideboard plan changes a whole lot, although it's unfortunate that Veil of Summer doesn't protect us from their draw. In all honesty, Force of Vigor doesn't seem like it's going to be good enough. I suppose Force of Vigor and Rex Sage could be good if they play a Charbelcher playing to activate it a turn after they play it. That's about it. So let's cut all the slow stuff. Tangle doesn't actually speed up our Titan clock, I don't think. But Recovery doesn't seem like it's that great either. I'd rather have Florahedrons to potentially speed up our Titan turn than Recovery, since getting back our cards doesn't seem particularly relevant. Let's trim a Mammoth as well, since they're slow. That's about it, I think. I guess we'll run it this way. Just hope we can draw another double Amulet draw. Have the Ghost Quarter in our opener. Is that gonna be good enough? Just planning to fire off Ghost Quarter on their red source after they stack their deck. Somehow I don't think our opponent will lose to that anymore. I don't know, though. They may not play around it. I'm gonna keep for science, guys. We gotta see if we can keep a hand based on just having the Ghost Quarter. I personally doubt it here, but there's only one way to find out. Am I right? We have all of our Titan mana set up and a Dryad to go along with it, so if we top deck a Titan, we'll be in good shape here. So let's get this Breeding Pool out there. Not showing our opponent that we have a Ghost Quarter. Maybe that will give us some additional utility here. Hi, Reddick. You got it. Blood Moon. Huh. Well, Ghost Quarter not going to be doing a whole lot here to help us. Alright, well, let's get a bounce land out here so we don't have to pick up a land for playing that one. If we draw our Force or our Rex Sage, then this will benefit us in the long run. Maybe our opponent kept a hand based on it having a Blood Moon, and they're going to get destroyed by the fact that we have our basic lands in hand, because we're just experts at this game. Here's a Dryad. Here's a bounce land. And here's the pass back. We can play a Titan this upcoming turn if we draw it. I don't know if Titan would be good enough here. Belcher, okay, now we need an answer. Like, ASAP fast pronto. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We gotta do this now. Actually, hold on. I guess we can play Azusa into Beast Within, so... guess let's do that. I guess it doesn't make a huge difference whether we Beast Within first or not, but whatever. Let's just put our hand on the battlefield here. We'll attack for 2 before we Beast Within this, so that we get our damage value. Don't give them the blocker. And yeah, I guess I don't know what our plan is here. We have to kill the Charbelcher instead of the Blood Moon, sadly. Pass it back. No reason to play out these lands. Well, we don't have a plan anymore, though. If they have another Belcher, we're potentially just dead here. Valakut Awakening. One of the new ones. Lets you put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom, and then draw them any cards +1. So it replaces itself, effectively, and they put 2 cards on the bottom, and they drew 3. So they put their whole hand on the bottom. They're digging. There's a basic land, which is not terrible. Let's just pass it back, I guess. This is a very weird game. Well, now you know, people. They sideboard Blood Moon. Be prepared for it. There's another Valakut Awakening. Decent. There's another Dryad. Not the best draw, if I must say. I'm going to go ahead and play it out, despite the fact that another Blood Moon would reset our Dryad lands all back to mountains. Because if they kill this Dryad, we'll still want to have access to a Transmutation of Telarios, which our basic lands will allow us to do even through a Blood Moon, so... More lands is not fantastic here. Just giving our opponent all the time in the world to find another Charbelcher. Or another Blood Moon. Speaking of, we are dead. Okay. Well, let's go to game 3. So they have Blood Moon. Does that change anything? I don't think we can afford to have explosives. Now that I've seen game 2, I think recovery is actually much better than Mammoth here, since we can get back our spent Beast Withins or Force of Vigor if we happen to draw them, which is far more relevant than having a random 3/3 here. And I think that's about it. I guess Bog is worse than Cavern Souls since it enters tap and isn't relevant. So let's do that, make that slight pivot, and we'll send it back. Alright, we'll definitely play first. I'm a little surprised that their deck plays Blood Moon, to be honest. This hand has a lot of interaction, but... I mean, I'm not sure that it'll be good enough. I guess if their plan is to cast a Belcher and then activate the turn after, we can Beast Within it. We can't really play around Blood Moon at all. We just have to draw a basic land. Am I willing to risk it for that? Nah, I think we have to mulligan, actually. Find something a little faster. Now we have a basic land to play around Blood Moon. And potentially a fast Titan if we draw one. Alright, we'll keep it. Close. Get rid of one of these Azusas. One will be enough to do the job here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually need to top deck a land and a Titan here. Or an Amulet and a Titan. It's alright. Everything is gonna be just fine. Trust me. We're definitely not just dead to the combo here. Tap land, go. Acceptable. Oh, we can recovery back our fetch land to get another basic land to play around things. And also to get our additional land source here. I don't hate that. Obviously, we're not doing it now. Actually, this can be our land source for Titan. Wishing that it entered untapped, but that's fine. We'll hold on to it for now. We will learn what it is we need to do with this Balaged recovery by the time we have to make the decision. So we could just be facing down a Blood Moon here. and we are not. Dryad is pretty good here. I guess we want to play this one after our opponent plays the Blood Moon, so let's just get back our fetch land. Play that one. I guess we do want to play Dryad in case we draw a Bounce Land or a Talari West, so we can immediately transmute, so that's what I'm going to go for. And also, it means that if we draw a Titan, we just kill them, so swing for 1 for value, and hope we're not dead. Pass back, opponent. You know you want to. Just pass. Ritual. Manamorphose. Okay. It's at least possible that they're not activating Charbelcher this turn if they do play it, so that's nice. Recross. Yikes. Okay, so they get to stack their deck, so we need to top deck a Titan. They have 1 Blood Moon, 2 Blood Moons in here. Brought in Nature's Claim. Interesting. We can definitely get rid of this Garenbrig. Yeah, that one is not doing anything for us. Okay. Balaged Recovery, you say. That does not seem like it's going to help us win this game. We can get back a fetch land to get 6 damage through with Valakut. Not going to be good enough. Well, I guess we can hold up the fetch land during their turn in case they have some kind of creature alt-wing condition, even though we just saw their whole deck. So I know that some lists had played Oracle, the Oracle combo on the sideboard. I guess they wouldn't bring it in for this matchup, but I have to assume we're just dead if they untap here. So there's not much we can do about it, sadly. We could also just do nothing with the recovery and just pass. Make them think that we have something that they have to play around, I guess. I don't know. Ritual. Okay. Iron Crag Feet. Okay. Belcher plus activate. And we're dead. Okay. Well, I must say, this seems like a very bad matchup for Amulet. In all honesty, fast combo decks that don't even care about interaction seem even worse than potentially Infect, although I guess Infect at least is a little bit faster than this deck, but considering it's very difficult for us to interact since we're not playing any stack interaction, it makes me think that maybe if this deck is going to be a big game player moving forward, we're going to want copies of Negate in the sideboard, perhaps. But anyways, 0-2, not a great start for the deck, but I mean, we're just playing it to see how it goes and to see how the new cards are, and recovery was not terrible there, in all honesty. Regardless, who knows? Maybe the new combo deck means that we should be pivoting back to Boros Garrison and Slayer Stronghold, trying to kill people with double amulet draws. Maybe we should be going back to Ancient Stirrings and trying to just get faster. Who knows? Maybe we should be playing Negates instead of Veil Summers. I don't know. You let me know. What do you think about the new meta? What decks are the new decks to beat? And yeah, I will see you guys for match 3. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.